What happens when a trapjaw ant falls in with a ravenous antlion? The earth will open up. For some creatures, a sandy environment is a problem to be avoided. But for one strange bug, it's the perfect place to set a trap.
They're relatively small animals with huge sickle-shaped jaws, and they're really, really good predators.
The antlion loves the sand. Better still, it loves moving sand. It's king of terraforming. Just a quarter-inch long, it can transform landscapes overnight. The antlion is often called a doodle bug. It's actually the larval form of a flying insect called a lacewing. But before it heads for the skies, it's stuck on the ground with a lot of earth-moving to do. Burrowing in backwards, the antlion creates a pit by flicking up sand from a central hole.
What they're doing is they're gradually digging a cone-shaped pit. Not without reason have they been referred to as devils in the dust. They walk in circles backwards. As they walk in this circle, they're throwing dirt out of the pit that they're digging with their heads. So they're walking backwards, the dirt gets onto their back, and then they flip it out over the back of their head.
The walls grow taller until they become a one-way slide of death. Approaching prey might be lucky enough to spot the deadly hole ahead. What they won't see is the antlion, hidden underneath a thin layer of sand below.
The antlion burrows itself at the very bottom of this pit with only its jaws out.
The antlion is a masterpiece of devious engineering. Victims simply stumble in and never leave. Not far from the antlion sand trap, another predator is on the hunt. A street fighter with a spring-loaded weapon. A trapjaw ant.
Trapjaws have lean bodies with muscular shapes, huge heads, huge eyes, and these massive mandibles that snap shut like a bear trap.
Its spring-loaded jaws lock open at 180 degrees, like a crossbow. Then, on contact, they slam shut.
These jaws are the speeding bullet of the natural world. They are literally the fastest moving body part of any animal. They snap shut at 145 miles an hour.
And there's more. A venom-packed sting on its abdomen.
Trapjaws will use their sting or their mandibles first, depending on which type of prey they're trying to capture.
A trapjaw isn't intimidated by size either. When it's out on the prowl, it'll take on anything. Even a spider bigger than itself.
When the trapjaw's mandibles snap shut, they give off a sound so loud it can actually stun the ant's prey.
And those jaws aren't just for slicing prey into bite-sized pieces. They lock on when a victim has to be dragged back to the colony. They're like a spring-loaded vice. Super strong and super fast.
Trapjaw's greatest hope for escape is to snap its jaws shut while pushing them against the ground, which would propel it up into the air.
But does having the world's fastest jaws guarantee survival? And is a sand trap a certain killer?
I think the antlion takes down the ant.
This bizarre pattern of pits in the sand is the work of the humble antlion. But there's nothing haphazard here. Each hole is perfectly designed to bury passing prey alive. Today, some trapjaw ants are on the hunt. They can slam shut their jaws faster than any other creature on Earth, but they still need to watch where they walk. There are death traps everywhere. Antlion pits, part sinkhole, and part quicksand. They bury bugs alive.
As the ant walks in to the edge of the pit, it's just so steep that they can't maintain their balance at the edge.
When the ant tries to escape, the antlion showers sand from below.
The antlion flips soil up and helps cause a small avalanche that helps carry the ant into the center of the pit.
The ant runs for its life. It's a lucky escape. But the antlion won't have to wait long for another victim. It launches its attack. The trapjaw can't even see its foe. Under the sand, the antlion has locked on, pulling its victim down. Those huge trap jaws are useless. And from below, the antlion has already begun sucking its victims' insides out. The trapjaw disappears without trace. Sometimes, in a bug's world, the best weapon you can use is the environment itself. And if your weapon can double as a grave, so much the better. What happens when a destructive katydid clashes with a tent spider? The home ground advantage may not be enough. From a distance, it looks like a misty cloud in a rainforest canopy. Don't be deceived. Enter this gossamer nightmare, and you're on a guaranteed journey through hell. It's the hunting ground of the tent spider. And worse still, where there's one tent spider, there are hundreds.
Tent spiders live in groups. Each spider has its own web, but it's connected by frame lines. And the big advantage of this is that they're able to feel vibrations throughout the colony. This is particularly helpful if a potential predator comes through. Less than 1% of all the spider species in the world live in groups of any sort, and these are known as social spiders. This particular spider lives in colonies of anywhere from 5 up to hundreds of webs, with the frame lines between the webs connected.
Like a cooperative fishing fleet, with all its nets linked together. The trap is so vast, so complex, escape is unlikely.
Tent spiders have unusual webs. Instead of vertically oriented, flat orb webs, their web is horizontally oriented. It's got a peak so that it is essentially a three-dimensional tent. Insects that fly in get knocked down and fall onto the web.
With bright markings to warn off aerial predators. These spiders hang out at the very top of their own personal tents, upside down and waiting for company.
Tent spiders, like other orb weavers, have 3 claws on the ends of their feet. In between the claws, they have kind of an oily gland. Although they have the 8 legs, they're just barely touching their silk.
The special oil keeps tent spiders from sticking to their own web. This fly has made a fatal error. The tent spider senses vibrations. It drops onto its prey in a split second.
They grab it in their 3rd legs, and then they wrap it up, using their 4th legs to pull swaths of silk. They wrap up their prey very, very effectively.
Once the victim is wrapped, it's bite time. Behind feelers called pedipalps are menacing fangs that curve inwards to pierce and rip their prey. Within moments, the tent spider is back at the top of her silken dome, devouring her tightly wrapped snack. Just yards away, also prowling for a snack, another equally terrifying rainforest fighter. The destructive katydid. Its super long antennae detect far-off prey.
The antennae are at least as long as the body, so this allows the katydid to sense prey approaching from quite some distance away. They're incredibly active and mobile, just cruising all the time, checking out, getting the cues, trying to get that little elusive chemical trail to tell it what's approaching or what's recently been around.
Its lime green body is near perfect camouflage. When it's time to eat, this bug is all business. Whether it's gorging on a giant cicada or disemboweling a live caterpillar.
This guy is bolt cutter on 6 legs, and to make things worse, he's in the habit of eating his victims alive. He'll slice through the exoskeleton, open it up, and start munching on the soft bits beneath.
It's the essence of horror, a bestial slaughter, done with clinical precision. But there's more to this killer than just a big mouth.
2 pair of legs are lined with twin rows of spines. Now, once a prey is locked into those, it's pretty much time to call the undertaker.
But those spiky limbs aren't just used in a death grip. They have defensive capabilities as well. Katydid front legs come with built-in sonic detectors.
Their hearing organs, called tympana, are located on the forelegs just above the spines. They use these to detect the calls of other katydids, but they can also use them to listen out for the sounds of bats echolocating. This allows them to avoid becoming prey to a bat when they're feeding in the treetops at night.
The destructive katydid and the tent spider are both sit-and-wait hunters. But they still take the occasional midnight stroll. Tonight, one of them will regret not staying home. Strung across the rainforest canopy is a silken cloud of death. For anything that enters, there's no guaranteed escape.
The spiders will attack any prey that's small enough for it to handle.
This destructive katydid has few rivals on terra firma. But when she takes to the air in these parts, she's vulnerable.
The tent spiders have lousy vision, but they are incredibly sensitive to vibrations. And so they're very, very responsive to airborne vibrations and vibrations in their silk.
The katydid's unplanned landing is met by a barrage of legs and spider silk. They wrestle frantically.
As long as the katydid is stuck in the web, it is at great risk of becoming prey to the tent spider. It needs to cut its way out, and fast.
If those jaws do break free, the fight could turn in an instant.
This katydid has really big, nasty jaws that could totally do in this spider. It's important to the spider to keep that katydid as far away as it possibly can from its body while still entangling it further or wrapping it up further in silk.
The katydid tries to kick through the silk with its sturdy hind legs. It snips at the web.
It's really a race against time. It can easily cut itself out of the web. That's not the problem. The problem is, can it do it before it's attacked by the spider and pumped full of venom?
The spider must move fast.
What it needs to do is it needs to get in there, bite the katydid, and pump as much venom as it can in there, but still make sure that that katydid can't bite it.
The tent spider makes its move. Now it's up to the venom to do its deadly work. Even as it begins shutting him down, the katydid continues to fight. But it's too late. Today, venom wins. And the silken cloud of death claims another victim. What happens when a powerful bull ant comes face to face with a redback spider? Only one will live another day. In the ant world, life is all about the colony. Ants work as a team, all for one and one for all. But for this species, going solo is allowed. It's even encouraged. This is the bull ant. Growing up to 1 inch long, it's one of the world's largest. Big enough to fend for itself. Its huge jaws are fearsome enough. They lock like a vice, inescapable. But it's the other end you really need to worry about. This lethal stinger delivers venom in multiple doses.
The bull ant sting is one of the most painful things in the world. And unlike a bee, they can sting over and over and over again.
Although it's a tough guy, this worker is tempting fate today, out on its own, a long way from home. It's on a mission to bring home food for the colony's larvae. Everyone's depending on it.
Bull ants are free-roaming wanderers who hunt alone, and they don't actually eat what they catch. Instead, they take it back to the nest for the larvae, who have an absolutely insatiable appetite.
To the bull ant, the world is a chaotic landscape of sights and smells. So it needs hyperactive antennae and bulging eyes. But the bull ant has something else. Twin claws on every foot give it the powers of an action hero with attitude.
The bull ant is the pit bull of the insect world. He's aggressive, fearless, and will take on any opponent, even those much larger than himself.
And bull ants will take their captives, dead or alive. Their sensors are always on high alert.
A bull ant has an incredible capacity for detecting scent and smell. It can tell it not just who's around, but what it's doing.
This spider is a casualty of another skirmish. But the bull ant makes sure, with a kill shot from its lethal stinger. It's not fussy. This spider is food.
Bull ants are amazing predators. They're voracious and incredibly efficient. They devour all in their path.
The tasty meal of spider is dragged back to the colony. And if obstacles are insurmountable, those trap jaws are powerful enough to sever limbs and take spider drumsticks back, one at a time. To the uninitiated, the bull ant can be mistaken as vain. It looks like it's constantly grooming, but it's actually cleaning its sensors for battle.
Ants need to groom in order to clean their sensors, such as their antennas. Much as when we're driving our car, we need to clean our windshield if we want to be able to see.
It has to be on guard every moment it's away from the colony. There's no backup if it runs into trouble. And this is trouble. The deadly redback spider. From the black widow family, she's renowned for her super toxic venom and lightning speed. But the redback has something else for the unwary. A super-engineered web.
There's usually a number of components. It often has an upper area where the spider is hanging in the middle, and then, most importantly, it has a number of lines going down that are just covered with globs of glue, so that if something walks into these lines, they tend to break the lines. It causes a vibration going up, plus they get stuck in the glue. And as they struggle trying to get loose from this, then at that point, the spider comes down and nabs the prey.
She specializes in tailor-made straitjackets. With lightning speed, she spins a suffocating silk suit that's only worn once.
The way the redback gets the silk out of the spinnerets is on the fourth leg, it has a comb, and it combs the silk out of its spinnerets. Spider silk is considered to be stronger than steel. It's considered to be the strongest biopolymer known.
Few creatures leave a redback's web, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But can a smaller foe get the upper hand? This contest pits two agile killers head-to-head. Jaws and Venom versus Death Trap.
The bite of a bull ant's not gonna really do that much. What it needs to do is get a sting in and get that deadly venom inside that spider.
Here you've got a situation where you've got two predators that are about the same size, each of which has multiple lines of defense, and so it honestly could go either way.
This bull ant still hasn't found dinner for its colony. It forages deeper into a log, unaware of the deadly trap ahead.
Although the redback is venomous, actually her most important weapon is her web, and her web is like Kevlar dripping with super glue.
One false step is enough. The redback races to weave a deadly suit. But she has to be quick. If those jaws get her, or that stinger, the tables will turn.
All the bull ant needs is one single sting, and the redback spider is dead.
The bull ant's jaws are trapped. A sting shot is its only hope. But its captor is weaving at lightning speed. Every second makes it harder and harder to move. But as it's hoisted up, the ant breaks free and tries to bite.
The bull ant has these incredible, powerful mandibles that can give a really nasty bite. It's like you have a vice that's combined with a saw.
The spider needs a better suit. Fast. Again, her wraps subdue the ant. Only now can the redback get close enough to inject its venom. The deadly brew flows through two tiny fangs.
The venom is going to attack the nerves of the bull ant, killing it almost immediately.
All the spider needs to do is wait as her victim dies in a silk shroud. Far from the safety of its colony, a bull ant pays the price for going solo. No one heard it scream.
I don't think a redback that had fallen out of her web or was out of her web wandering on the ground had any chance against a bull ant. But a redback that's in her web, she has total control of the situation.
In nature's tiny world, an ant's life means something. For this skillful redback, it's a fresh meal before she's ready to kill again. When an ogre-faced spider and an army ant soldier face off, it's brains versus brawn. In the bug world, take nothing for granted. Shape-shifting assassins can appear anywhere. With long, spindly legs and an elongated body, the ogre-faced spider does a perfect twig impression.
During the day, when the ogre-faced spider isn't actually hunting, they hang in the grass They have their legs extended, so they look like a twig or grass, and they're trying to avoid looking like something that's edible.
Camouflage isn't the spider's only weapon. When night falls, the ambush predator starts knitting.
The ogre-faced spider has something that's absolutely unique in the animal kingdom. They build a web that they literally throw over their prey. This web is almost like a gladiator throwing out a net and capturing its prey.
Hanging upside down in midair, tiny claws clinging to silken guy ropes. The ogre-faced spider waits, ready to spread her deadly picnic blanket. The ogre's eyesight can pinpoint almost any target, even in darkness. 2 of its 8 eyes are like night vision goggles, giving this nocturnal hunter better night vision than even owls or cats. Nearby, an army is on the march. Nomadic, carnivorous, voracious. An army ant colony is a terrifying force. Within this deadly swarm, the most powerful of all are the soldiers. These special ops bugs are bred for war.
Army ant swarms are giant, precisely coordinated military machines. And the soldier ants are its attack dogs, except in ant terms, they're about the size of horses.
Soldier ants are built for attack. Large heads support the biggest mandibles in the ant world. Curved like fish hooks with razor-sharp points, they spear and crush. At the other end, a needle-like sting delivers paralyzing venom and repeated stabs.
The army ant sting is very potent, but it isn't used all the time. Often just the mandibles are enough for the bullying business. But if an opponent fights back, then the stinger is used like a taser set to kill.
Even alone, army ant soldiers are fierce opponents. This giant ground spider seems like an invincible foe. But the army ant soldier has superior one-on-one tactics. It latches onto the back of the spider's abdomen.
The muscles in the soldier's head are so strong, it's almost impossible to get those jaws open once they've clamped down on something. The soldier ant can even be torn in half, and he won't let go.
The spider tries to dislodge its opponent, but its fangs can't reach back far enough. The ant stinger's toxic venom paralyzes the spider's muscles and nerves. It's a great meal for the colony. But what happens when the lone warrior confronts the master netcaster?
Other predators are understandably hesitant to mess with an army ant soldier. This ogre-faced spider is more than willing to entangle.
On the rainforest floor, a lost army ant soldier trying to find its battalion strays into the drop zone of an ogre-faced spider. The spider attacks with its gladiatorial net and toxic venom. The army ant fights with its terrifying mandibles and paralyzing sting. Who will emerge the victor? The soldier ant wanders into dangerous territory. The spider's huge eyes are trained on the approaching target. When it first scoops up the huge mandibles, be no surrender.
This army hand has strong sickle-like jaws. It's got a powerful sting. It could do real damage to the Ogre-Faced Spider.
Despite being wrapped up, the army ant can still land a lethal sting. It waits for its opportunity. The spider, too, is choosing its moment. It takes a chance. One bite through the silk sends venom coursing through the ant's body. This soldier's fighting days are over. Its innards are turned to mush and sucked out. All that's left is a shrink-wrapped shell. One more casualty in a never-ending bug war. When a rock spider goes to war with a lichen-barked mantis, one of them will vanish forever. On a stony jungle floor, a rock spider waits patiently for her next victim. With her ultra-low profile and mottled disguise, she's equally at home on rocks or on trees, able to hide and hunt like a sniper.
She's got very finely tuned sensory hairs on all of her legs, excellent vision with a very wide field of view, so she'll sit there motionless and just wait to detect a passerby.
Cunning camouflage isn't this killer's only trick. She's also a spider speedster.
These spiders are amongst the world's fastest animals. We're talking in the order of 60 body lengths per second. That would be the equivalent of us running at 250 miles an hour.
Rotated legs hinge laterally instead of vertically, so she can move in any direction. A flattened body allows the spider to get herself out of a tight spot by getting into one.
If the rock spider comes up against a serious threat, its first tactic is to run for the nearest nook or cranny, squeeze itself in, and hope that the predator can't follow it inside.
A jumping spider is a quicksilver killer, but it's about to find itself between a rock and a hard place. It didn't even see the rock spider coming.
There's no wrapping in silk or other fancy containment device. It's all about injecting the venom and then just waiting for it to do its work.
The rock spider isn't the only predator around these parts with stealth and speed. The lichen-barked mantis gives the spider a run for its money.
During the day, it hunts facing down on trees, and it holds itself very close to the bark. So it can sit out there in the middle of the day hunting and not be noticed.
Unlike most mantids, the lichen-barked mantis has a short, stubby body. But extra long legs make it quick off the blocks.
This is such a fast little mantid. They really are pretty bold, and if they're threatened, they just zip away from the predators.
Very little escapes the mantid's cold, unblinking gaze. Enormous compound eyes, also colored to aid camouflage, are supremely powerful motion detectors.
They move their heads from side to side to give them more binocular vision. And if something moves, they're on it very, very rapidly.
It doesn't need great vision to spot this potential meal. A bright green katydid is like a blazing neon sign over an all-night diner. Super sharp mandibles tear it to pieces.
It's fast, It's stealthy. These mantids are cool.
But this cool cat is about to face a far more formidable foe. The rock spiders come prowling for fresh meat. What happens when these two speedy stealth fighters duel to the death?
They're both very capable ambush hunters, and they're both just waiting to pull the trigger when they detect the slightest sign that the other is about to spring into motion.
Midnight in the forest. Two shapeshifters face off. A rock spider turned tree climber is on a quest to kill. Waiting for it, a lichen-barked mantis. The rock spider relies on large fangs and lethal venom. The lichen-barked mantis has spiked arms and razor-sharp mandibles. Which monster will survive to see the dawn? The spider's first move is her first mistake, giving away her position. The mantis's keen eyes are now trained on the intruder. The mantis makes a series of lightning-fast lunges. The spider evades.
The difference between life and death here is reaction times measured in milliseconds.
It's a deadly game of cat and mouse, each trying to gain the upper hand. This time, the mantis snares a leg. But the rock spider slips away once more. The spider knows she's in trouble. The mantis pounces. The rock spider throws off a leg as a life-saving decoy.
Well, there's no turning back now. The mantis truly has the upper hand.
There's no place to hide. The mantis charges. Raptorial legs clamp shut. Spines bite down on flesh. Outpaced, the rock spider is beaten at her own game.
I've got to admit, on this one, I was sure that the rock spider was going to get this mantis.
The spider doesn't have time for regrets. In a blur of slicing mandibles, the mantis helps the rock spider achieve her final and very convincing vanishing act.
I would comment on the aftermath, but there's nothing to comment on. The rock spider has totally disappeared from the face of the earth.